Hi everyone, Mary Lou here. Welcome back to my channel. In the midst of all of my attempts to declutter, one of the things that I just keep putting off is books, because I love books and we have a lot of books. When we moved, I got rid of so many books and we still have so many. And we've gotten in the habit now of going to the library instead of buying new books. And so I'm nervous, but I am going to pare down our books. We have a big, huge bookcase here, and then we've got these two smaller ones here. Plus we have books over there and in the storage room and in our bedside tables, and we have books everywhere. And they're kind of part of my identity because I love books, I love to read, and I actually am kind of a nonfiction kind of book person. I love nonfiction, but then I read this thing that said that if you read fiction every day for, I think it was 15 minutes, it was a really short time, that it actually reduces stress. And I need that. And so anyway, I am going to tackle my books today. So the way I'm going to do this is using a mathematic formula. So I'm going to declutter books for the next 30 days. And every day I am going to add on one more book to declutter. So what I'm going to do is on day one, I'm going to declutter one book, day two, 2 books, and 3 books. So the formula mathematically to figure out how many books I'm going to end up decluttering, because you know I love math. And so the formula is n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So the way that works, n is 30, because that's 30 days I'm going to declutter. But every day I'm going to declutter another extra book. And so, so it's 30 times 30 plus 1. And so if we do that, then we have 30 times 31. So if you grab your calculator and you figure that out, then you're at 930. And then we divide that by 2. So over the course of 30 days, if on day 1 I declutter 1 book, day 2, 2 books, on day 10, I'm decluttering 10 more books, on day 25, I'm picking 25 more books to declutter. That's going to be getting more difficult. Then by day 30, I will have decluttered 465 books all over my house. And so I know that a lot of people who do decluttering, they say get everything in one place. I am not going to go around my house and get all my books in one place because it'll take me too long. I'm hoping I have 465 books that I can declutter. If I start to get into day 15 and 20 and 25 and I don't have any more books that I want to declutter, I will stop and I will let you know. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to quickly declutter 1 book because it's day 1, and it happens to be a book that I know we have at our local library. And so I am going to go ahead and declutter that 1 book. I have my box ready so I can just start collecting these books. When you're decluttering books, don't have too big of a box. So you want your box to be small enough that you can pick it up and put it in your car to take to Goodwill when all is said and done. And that's what I'm going to do with mine. I'm taking them to Goodwill. And maybe what I'll do is when we go to the library this week, I might also ask them if they accept donations of books. And if they do, I may go ahead and go that route. So there we go. Day 1, 1 book done, and here we go. We're on day 7. I have a set of 7 books, and I'm going to do those all at once on day 7. Just now in day 7, I'd like to just make a little bit of a commentary about books that are family books. Those are very hard for me to declutter, but like the books, a lot of the books that were my dad's, and a lot of them I have read and loved the notes he wrote in paragraphs, and most of those I'm saving, but sometimes there's just plain too much to deal with. And the books are some of that inventory that I really struggle with. And so when it comes to things that maybe others in the family, the extended family, might be angry about if I get rid of, there's that whole thing of, I'm sorry, I can only manage so much. And there are certain things that are just heavier than others. So when it comes to, especially the books that were my dad's, he was a huge reader, very intelligent, very studied man. And and he passed away over 20 years ago, something I still struggle with, actually. I know he's not mad at me for getting rid of the books, for passing them on, letting somebody else enjoy them. I know he's not upset at me. I do worry that there will be those in my family that will be upset at me. But you know, I have to live day in, day out. And so it's hard to make these decisions, but I am going to go ahead. And so if you're in that place where you're hanging on to things because you feel like your family wants you to do that, and I'm not talking about journals or those kinds of things. I don't even know how to deal with that. That's a whole different issue. I'm talking about just books that maybe a family member loved or something. I'm giving you permission to let it go. And a lot of those things we just have to be able to clear out, to lighten our minds, and for our own mental health. And so I'm going to give you permission right now to go ahead and do that if you need to. Back for day 8. 2 more. This was my favorite mystery when I was growing up. It scared me to death. We're at day 9. Hey, one thing I like about decluttering books this way is I don't have so much trouble with decision fatigue, because it's hard to make decisions when you're doing it a lot and you get overloaded. So this idea of just doing a little bit each day actually is kind of a relief. I'm kind of really liking that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I counted the ones that I'm going to throw away too. So I've got 9. So see you tomorrow for day 10. Okay, we're at day 10. I'm just going to go through and pull out the things that I feel like I'm not going to miss if we let them go. And some of the things that I loved, the books I loved, I know that I can go get those at the library. Here's one that I think you should read with your kids, or have your kids read, from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. It's about 2 kids that hide out in a museum. Love that book. There are so many books, and having been a school teacher, oh, there's our Madeline set, and watched kids read books, and I have seen over years what really endures. That is one of them. The Kids Hiding Out in the Museum. Love that book. Day 15, this is halfway. It's getting harder and harder. So now I am looking at all of my craft books. I'm starting to go around the house and look there because I don't want to do any more in that bookcase out there because it's getting too hard. And so I'm going to go as long as I can. But day 15, here we go. On days 21, 22, and a little bit of 23, I separated all of the journals, photo albums, scrapbooks, all of those things that were mixed up with my regular books. I put them all in a big pile to sort through when I do memories. So I ended up taking out 48 little journals and scrapbooks and things and put them with the memories so I can deal with those separately. hard to get rid of the Harry Potter books, but I know they're all over the library. But then my kids started getting for me a different version, the illustrated version. So when I read them again, I'm going to read the illustrated version. And those are the ones I think that I'm going to keep in my collection so that I avoid duplicates. So in the end, this is what I ended up with. This is the pile of books that I'm weeding out. I only made it to day 25. So if I go back to my original equation, 25 times 26 divided by 2, this is 325 books that I pulled out. And once I added everything up, I realized I had started with somewhere around 570 books. And in the end, I actually was able to weed out 325, actually a few more. And I'll give you those numbers in just a minute. But this is a big pile ready to go. Now, to be honest, as I was loading things up to take to Goodwill, or to the library, I did pull a couple of books back into my collection because I just couldn't let go of them yet. So I loaded a whole bunch up into my car to take to Goodwill, and it honestly feels so good to have those gone and donated somewhere where somebody else can enjoy them. This pile I took to a game store and to sell them back. And then this pile I'm going to donate to the library. Our library in our area takes donations, and I thought those would be good. This is where we started with a whole bunch of books, lots of bookcases, a crate, and just books everywhere. And this is where we are now. It feels so much better. I took those 2 white bookcases to put them into a home office. I can find exactly what I need. I know what we have. So in the end, I sent 97 books to the library. 48 I moved into my memories to be sorted. 155 books went to Goodwill. All in all, I figure I started with somewhere around 570 books, and I have kept 230. And so I feel really good about this. I feel so much lighter. I feel like I can breathe, and that downstairs room just feels so much better. So good luck with your own book decluttering. I hope that goes well for you, and thank you for joining me with this very long 25-day book declutter. We'll see you next time.